absolutely flawless in every way. That's the day I'm having right now. I pinch my arm to believe. I wish I could stay right here and never leave. Wait up, sundown, wait a while. I don't want this day to end. Wait up, sundown, wait a while before the night descends. All this time, where have you been? I thought I had searched both without and within. I was looking to get wet, standing in the rain. Then you offered your umbrella and everything changed. Wait up, sundown, wait a while. I don't want this day to end. Wait up, sundown, wait a while before you let the night descend. Wait I've never been known for my cautious side. You should know that I'm well aware. I don't want anything left untried. Will you come with me, mon cher? So let us just do my love and not stop to think any of this over. So let us just do my love and see where this road will take us now. It's not that you're timid, no one could say. Choosing to walk with the gale. What shall we call us? Hobos per se. We'll find that out on the way. So let us just do my love and not stop thinking of this over. Let us just do my love and see where this road will take us now. I've never been known for my cautious side. I know the wind that I stir is a gale. So let us just do my love and not stop thinking of this over. Let's just do my love and see where it goes. So let us just do my love and not stop thinking of this over. Let's just do my love and see where this road will take us now.
Hello friends, thank you so much for joining me on today's video and welcome back. I'm sorry if I look a little bit off today. I got a very nasty cold, so my face can be a little puffy and my voice is a bit hoarse, so I'm struggling to stay functional. So please bear with me because I have a lot of interesting things to share with you today and I need your opinion on one matter and your kind of feedback. So I would really appreciate if you stay with me for this little conversation. Starting with, for today's video, I had one very exciting collaboration with a brand which I really love. If you've been with me for a long time, you probably know that normally I do not take any promotional materials and I also do not do the paid promotions on my channel, mainly because the brands that approach me, they are not very relevant to what I'm doing on this channel. And sometimes even if the odd brands are reaching out, I just do not know what are those brands and what kind of quality they can provide. So I feel like I'd better skip. I do not want to take the materials which I may hate, and then I have to feature them in my video and talk about them, so it doesn't feel right. So most of the time I try to avoid it. But I had this conversation with my partner just recently that how I would love to collaborate with brands which I really know and I appreciate their consistent quality. And you know how that happens, that sometimes you just send the message to the world and the world comes back carrying gifts. And that was exactly the kind of situation, because right after we had this conversation, one of the brands which I really love, which is Arrtx. I hope I pronounce this correctly, because I'm not sure, is it Arrtx? I hope that it's Acrylic. So they reached out to me and they said like, hey, we have this new cool product which we really want you to try. And I was like, yes, send it my way. Also, this is like the set of acrylic markers, and I know that you guys are always interested in markers in particular. So every time when I feature any kind of drawing or little craft where I use markers, you reach out to me and you ask questions, what brand I use, what are the quality of the markers, and so on and so forth. And I feel like it's probably because this material is just like very versatile and it's very approachable, so like watercolors or acrylics are not so approachable as acrylic markers, and you can use them on different surfaces and you can use them for hobbies. Yeah, I thought that it could be like a good match, and I can give you a little feedback and talk about the markers in general and about this specific set of markers in particular. So I really enjoyed it. So starting with, I had very positive experience drawing with these markers, but it was kind of expected because I have a lot of materials by Arrtx. I use their gouache and another set of acrylic markers, and I know that their quality is consistently high. So that was something that I expected, and I'm really happy that they didn't let me down. But also there were a couple of other things which made this set of markers really fun to work with. One of which is that it's no pump markers. I don't know whether you know the difference or not, but a lot of acrylic markers, they have this little pump when you have to press the tip and then the ink starts flowing into the tip. And I really hate it. So I know that it's a matter of personal preferences, and some people love it, some people do not, and I definitely don't. So I feel like it doesn't provide the consistent pressure, it doesn't provide the consistent color, and that's something that I want to have when I draw with markers. So I was really happy that Arrtx liquid ink, they do not have a pump. So the ink is just like smoothly flowing into the tip, and I was very appreciative of that. So I didn't have to do the pumping, and the color was always consistent. So you do not get this, weird changes from lighter color to darker color. That was really good. Another thing that I appreciated was that the tip was very fine, and you know how much I love fine detailing. So the fine tip is kind of like the key for me. So like it's like the way to my heart. So if you can give me the fine tip and I can go into as much detailing as I like, so you get me. So yeah, that was another thing that I really appreciated, together with a wide range of color. And yeah, I think it just was like very easy and enjoyable experience. And you know that I'm not very experienced with markers in particular, so I prefer watercolor and other materials, but I started switching a little bit to markers because they're just very approachable, as I said. So it's like very easy to take them with you wherever you go, and you can do these quick sketches and little fun illustrations with very saturated colors. So yeah, I enjoyed it very much. I highly recommend. I will leave the list of links in the description box, because Arrtx also let me know that they are currently running this spring sale. So if you are interested in liquid ink Arrtx markers, you can check out the description. And I also wanted to let you know that these are not referral links, so I do not earn anything by providing the links. So it's just that I really loved the product, and if you want to get one for yourself, I highly recommend. I do not get any profit out of it. Moving on to the next thing. Since I featured in today's video a little marker sketch, I thought that it's worth mentioning that if you're interested in seeing more videos of how I create art, you can also subscribe to my Patreon page. I know that I mentioned my Patreon here from time to time, but I never really go into detail of what I show in there. But if you are specifically interested in seeing the process of art creation and me experimenting with different mediums, that's something that you can find on my Patreon page, because there I experiment with a lot of different stuff and I make like small illustrations and different fun projects, and I show the whole process, not just like tiny bits how I do in my YouTube videos, but I speed up the video and I show you everything from the beginning until the end. So you can see like the whole process in one go. So if you're interested in that, you can subscribe to my Patreon page, and you will also get access to a lot of other fun things like little printable materials which you can use for your own projects. I do like little stickers, coloring pages, and there will be also a bunch of other fun stuff in there. So I really hope that our little Patreon community will be growing with time, because I think that it's the place where we can talk more art and share a little bit more artistic inspiration than in here, because here I have a mix of things and my Patreon is more focused on art creation, and I just want people to be excited about it as well and get inspired to create their own art projects. So if you feel like that, please check it out. And as always, thank you so much for those people who already support me on my Patreon. It means so much to me, and I very appreciate you being there. Moving to the next question. I noticed that currently it's very trendy scene to have a mail subscription service. If you guys are not familiar with what that is, a lot of visual artists and illustrators at the moment, they offer you this paid subscription when they send you a little envelope which is like prettily decorated and has a heartfelt letter and then a little art print and maybe a sticker, and you can buy those things separately or as a bundle, and they arrive to your mailbox every month or every quarter. So it's kind of a very popular thing, and I was thinking about launching something similar when I was starting my Patreon, but at the time I was so busy and there were so many things going on and I had like just too much on my plate. So I decided that okay, I will maybe think about it later. And now with the later. So I'm already settled in my artistic routine, so I feel like I have a little bit more time and space to think about it. And I wanted to know your opinion, guys. Are you generally interested in such things? Because I know that for me, organizing such a subscription would be very time consuming, and I really have to do proper planning and think about it and create some extra designs which will be like very unique and exclusive only for this kind of subscription. So I want to know whether it's worth an effort. So I wanted to ask you this question. Theoretically, if I had a subscription like that, would you be interested in subscribing? And if yes, what would you like to see there? How often would you like to get this kind of mail, like every month or quarter a year? So what works better for you? And also, what kind of budget you would be able to allocate for such a fun artistic subscription? Because I feel like the price range is very different among different illustrators, and what they offer is also very different. And I personally think that like doing such a thing quarterly is more realistic and probably something that people more likely will be interested in. But I don't know. I do not know the market at all. And I have like a very teeny tiny community. So I do not know whether you are interested in such things or not, guys. And I would very much appreciate your feedback and your advice and just your thoughts about it. Please share them in comments, or you can always send me a message in my social media. So I will be wrapping it up. So that's all for today. I hope you had fun with today's video, and I very much appreciate if you stayed with me until the end, because I was rambling a little bit. Sorry, I do not feel my best today. But yeah, we managed. Thank you so much for being here. As always, please like and subscribe, and I would very much appreciate if you hype the video, because it's been challenging getting new views on this platform. It's a little bit complicated at the moment, so I would very much appreciate if you give this video a little of your attention and follow this channel for the further videos. And I'm sending you a lot of love, and I see you shortly. Goodbye.